Hello, this is channel FM 88.7. This channel will focus on the lives of ordinary people, showing the specific impact of macro trends. I hope you can learn more about the world after watching my videos. This series of videos will be a brand new column, China Social Watched, in China. Young people are experiencing the devaluation of degrees. For most young people in China, the college entrance examination is a must-experience event. It is the primary method for Chinese students to gain admission into universities and colleges. It is a highly competitive exam that plays a crucial role in determining students' future academic and career prospects. Success in the Gaokao opens doors to prestigious universities and can significantly impact one's social status and future opportunities. However, in recent years, Chinese young people have experienced. Recently, on the Chinese internet, there was a very popular post about the devaluation of degrees. In this post, the author said that his grandfather was admitted to a technical secondary school in 1977, which caused a sensation in the county. In 1992, his father was admitted to a junior college, and the head teacher personally sent the admission notice. In 2017, he was admitted to an undergraduate, and it was a top 30 university in China, and the whole family just had a meal together. His grandfather brought his family into the city after graduation. His father bought a house for the family in a first-tier city after graduation. And after graduating, he has been unemployed for half a year. He is now very confused whether to continue looking for a job or take the postgraduate entrance examination. This is the real situation of a netizen family. China's reform and opening up has lasted for more than 40 years. Great changes have taken place in society, and the situation of the three generations of grandparents is also different. In China, there is a saying that knowledge changes destiny, which refers to getting rid of one's own poverty through hard work. 40 years ago, knowledge could really change one's destiny. Even for a technical secondary school student, it was remarkable. 40 years later, knowledge is just knowledge. And it is almost impossible to cross classes and change destiny through knowledge. Nowadays, the devaluation of degrees has become increasingly fierce, and in the huge wave of the times, China's young people are very confused. In 1977, the year the college entrance examination was resumed, there were about 400,000 graduates, and this number ballooned to more than 10.76 million in 2022. Yes, you read that right, a full 25-fold increase. Due to the epidemic and economic reasons, many people have not yet found a stable job. And in June this year, there are 11.58 million graduates hungry for jobs too. The national figures don't look much more optimistic this year. Unemployment figures for April are out. The unemployment rate for 16 to 24-year-olds is 20.4%, meaning that 1 in 5 young people is unemployed. Where does this figure come from? The National Bureau of Statistics for the identification of unemployed people need to meet 3 conditions. The first is, of course, no work. The second is at the survey time point. The previous 3 months have looked for a job. The third is people who can start work within 2 weeks if they are offered a job. Those who meet these 3 criteria are considered unemployed. If you don't have a job and haven't looked for one, or can't work on short notice, I'm sorry, you can't be counted as unemployed. You can only be counted as out of the labor force, and under such statistical standards, the real unemployed population will certainly be much higher than the official data. In an official press conference on August 15, the Youth Unemployment Survey will be suspended from August 2023 for certain reasons to improve the statistics of the labor force survey. On the one hand, unemployment rate remains high, and on the other hand, more than 10 million graduates enter the job market every year. In this case, there are many fresh graduates choose to go to take the exams such as the civil service entrance examination and the graduate entrance exams. In China, there is a saying called going ashore. Those who go ashore, who pass the entrance exam for a master's degree or get a government job. And the ones who don't go shore are the ones who are still in the water and haven't found a stable future. In 2022, 74 million people applied for postgraduate exams, with almost half of the graduates taking the exams, which has fallen into a vicious circle of blindly pursuing higher degrees. What about the civil service examinations? Last year, some local governments announced the list of civil servants to be hired in 2022. A master's degree is the minimum requirement for many positions, and graduates from famous universities are catching a large number. Let me give you a few of them. A PhD in physics from Peking University has been offered a position at the Chaoyang District Subdistrict Office in Beijing. A master's degree student who returned from studying at the University of Manchester also got a position in the Urban Management Department of Chaoyang District. And these people only serve an area of a few blocks. For others competing for the same job, this may be a little harsh. Besides that, the degrees of employees are also experiencing odd evaluation. Now, for every 100 delivery boys, there are 1 master graduates and 14 bachelor graduates. In China's largest real estate agency Lianjia, the proportion of real estate agents who graduated from top 100 universities reached 4%, which means that 1 out of every 23 people is a top student from a famous university. Now, it is not rare for graduates of top 2 universities to sell houses as intermediaries. In the past, you could go to school and become a teacher after high school study. But now, the top 2 universities and even PhDs who study abroad are competing for Shenzhen's primary school teacher slots. Why is the devaluation of the degree more and more serious? The core reason is actually a word: supply and demand. From the number and admission rate of the college entrance examination over the years, it can be seen that in 1977 the State Council officially announced the resumption of the college entrance examination. 5.7 million people took the college entrance examination in the year, but finally only 270,000 people were admitted. The admission rate is only about 5%. In 1999, the college entrance examination began to expand enrollment. In that year, 2.88 million people took the college entrance examination, and finally admitted 1.6 million people. The admission rate reached 56%. More than half of the candidates could go to college. By 2021, the number of people taking the college entrance examination will reach 10.78 million, which is 3.7 times that of 1999, and the number of people admitted will be 10.313 million, with an admission rate of 92.8%. College students are no longer rare. The devaluation of degrees not only means that undergraduates are worthless, but also the number of masters and Ph. In recent years, the graduate structure of some colleges and universities has changed. The proportion of master's and doctoral graduates has exceeded the proportion of undergraduate students. According to the statistics of the Beijing Education Commission, the number of full-time graduates in colleges and universities in Beijing is estimated to be 296,000 this year, of which 160,800 are postgraduates, 25,000 masters and doctoral graduates. This is not an isolated case. Judging from the graduate data of 2023, at least 26 of the 985 projects colleges and universities have more masters and doctoral graduates than undergraduates. More and more families are aware of the input and output of cultivating a college student. The ratio is really too low. In the 1980s, graduates from technical secondary schools and junior colleges were guaranteed employment after graduation, and state-owned enterprises and state units rushed to get them, not to mention masters and doctorates. Today, education has become very expensive. But the return is not necessarily proportional. According to statistics, the per capita education expenditure of Chinese students from primary school to university is about 300,000 yuan, ranking 5th in the world. How much money do these college students get after graduation? To see how big the gap is between reality and ideals, a recruitment website conducted a survey on the expected salary of 2023 graduates and found that the proportion of students with an expected monthly salary of 5,000 to 8,000 yuan is close to 35%, while the expected monthly salary is 8,000 yuan. The proportion of people with a monthly salary of 10,000 yuan is the largest, exceeding 40%. There are also 12.5% of fresh graduates who expect a monthly salary of more than 12,000 yuan. According to the survey data, this expectation is only more conservative than 2 years ago. China Youth Daily also conducted a survey in 2021, and the results showed that nearly 70% of college students believe that they would earn millions within 10 years of graduation. What about the reality? According to the data from the National Bureau of Statistics of China, the average monthly income of undergraduates and vocational graduates in 2022, undergraduate, 5,990 yuan, higher vocational education, 4,595 yuan, the proportion of average monthly income below 6,000 yuan after graduation is 57.7%, 24.1% earn 8,000 yuan, 18.2% earn more than 8,000 yuan, and only 6.9% have an average monthly income of more than 10,000 yuan 6 months after graduation. These are averages, not the median, which is more reflective of the real situation. The reality has dealt a blow to the fledgling young people. There is a very heart-wrenching question on a social platform: what do you think is expensive, but it is actually very cheap? The answer is college students. Someone counted everyone's internship salary by voting. There are 2 levels of differentiation in the comment area, with technical posts ranging from 5,000 to 7,000 yuan, and ordinary positions ranging from 1,000 to 3,000 yuan. There are even cases of free work and subsidized work. In the environment of academic devaluation and crazy introversion, the mentality of some young people has begun to change, so why don't they stop introverting? Some people choose to go back to their hometown to be a full-time children after failing the civil service entrance examination or job hunting, which means to do their best to play the role of children, such as taking care of their parents, shopping for vegetables and cooking, etc. Some people describe it like this: if you dawdle at home, it will just add a set of tableware to your home. But if you go out and struggle for a living, it may empty out 6 wallets of you and your partner and both parents. This is very magical. Going out to struggle means buying a house and getting married. Without the financial support of their parents, it is difficult for young people in China to do it. Of course, there are also people who despise this kind of behavior. There is a very popular question on Jihu, like Quora. Why are many young people not ashamed of relying on their parents? There is a father's answer that I remember deeply. He said that, in the past, it was correct to encourage children to make a living by themselves. But the situation is different now. The society is extremely distorted. Young people are under great pressure in life, and it is difficult to survive without the help of their parents. Young people in today's society are faced with 3 problems: high housing prices, serious introversion, and high marriage costs. For today's young people, hard work may not necessarily solve these problems. The most difficult thing at present is not this type of young people, but young people who have no parents to rely on. It is ironic to say that until now, it is not a shameful thing to rely on parents. Fortunately, parents can also help their children to do their part when buying a house, getting married, and bringing up a baby. There is a group of young people whose parents have lost their labor force due to old age and cannot enjoy sufficient pensions, medical insurance, etc. For this type of young people, it is undoubtedly difficult now. There is a term called employment downgrade. At the beginning, it referred to those middle-aged people in their 30s and 40s who suddenly lost their jobs and could no longer find a matching job. In this kind of work, the monthly income has dropped from tens of thousands to several thousand, and they have to afford high housing and car loans. And now the phenomenon of employment downgrading is also beginning to appear among young people who have just graduated. They may be graduates of prestigious schools, but they cannot find a suitable job when they enter the society. Either the wages are too low or the pressure is too great. Parents also don't have the capital to feed them, so they can only engage in low-income but unstable occupations such as food delivery or express delivery. Returning to the matter of the high unemployment rate of the occupations listed in the university list, behind this is actually the problem of making and sharing the cake. We often compare the achievements of economic development to a piece of cake. Now, the cake does not seem to be getting bigger, but there are more and more people sharing the cake. Behind this is actually the pain of China's transformation and upgrading in recent years. The overall education level of the society has been increasing, but China's industrial chain has not made a breakthrough. Many industries are still labor-intensive in the past, and there are not enough advanced industries to absorb such a huge amount of highly educated people. So it has created an embarrassing situation where talents have nowhere to play. If the transformation cannot be successful and a larger cake is used to share, then the job market may form such a situation. A group of people are crazily introverted. There seems to be no end to the improvement of academic qualifications, just to make their resume more attractive. Another group of people may stop studying after high school and go directly to learn a technology that cannot be replaced by robots in a short period of time, such as cart drivers, plasterers, barbers, and so on. As we all know, China's population is about to decrease or has already begun to decrease. Perhaps as the working population decreases, their wages will become higher and higher, and the most uncomfortable may be those who have not very good academic qualifications, such as students who graduated from ordinary colleges and universities. They have also invested a lot of money and time in school education, and the sunk cost is huge. However, after graduation, they realize that this modest education has become a shackle instead, restricting the breadth of job hunting. Even if many people can't find a job with decent pay, they don't want to go to the factory to do manual work, so there is a certain fault in the job market. Companies can't recruit people, graduates can't find jobs, it's magic. But who can we blame? Individual savvy, school education, social culture, or economic development? It seems that there is no such person who can be responsible for this, but I am sure that the college students are innocent. Instead of rushing to blame someone, it is better to ask more and what can be done to improve. This is more practical. Finally, thank you for watching my video. I will continue to learn to produce better content. If you feel like you know a little more about the world, please give me a like and follow.